Hello everybody, this is Abraham at North Computer Services. What we got here is a new MacBook Pro that has the bar, and I'd like to do a quick review of it. Got it so I could do some testing on it, and what I found out is that this bar is not too customizable. Can't really I mean, you can put things on here that are compatible with the bar, but you cannot put anything you want on there. It's controlled by Apple anyway. So to control the bar, you go to View under Finder. Just bring that up and customize the touch bar, and it gives you commands. Now you can also go to view in a particular program, and if it has touch bar things, you can put touch bar things in it. But this is not what I wanted to do with this computer. What I'm more concerned about is that it has only the USB-C ports, two on one side, two on another side. And I wanted to see the compatibility of the system with USB-C ports compared to USB ports. That's what I want to do. So first, what we're going to do is see if this computer can work in target disk mode. As you know, Apple has the target disk mode where you can turn the computer on as a external hard drive and basically retrieve information that you need. Now with USB-C ports, it's not intuitive right away how you do that. So let me put a pause and I'll prepare the target disk mode. Okay, so what we have here is an older MacBook Air and a new MacBook Pro. To put it in a target disk mode, we're gonna push T, and power it up. You get this window, or I'm sorry, this picture, and it says you can either connect it via USB or Thunderbolt connector. So I tried USB, it doesn't work unless it's going to be USB-C to USB-C, which I don't have. So you can get this kind of converter. It's a USB-C to a Thunderbolt, and you're going to need a Thunderbolt to Thunderbolt cable. So I'm going to connect Thunderbolt here. We're going to connect the USB-C over here. I like the USB-C because it's reversible. It's a very nice connector. And we're going to connect the Thunderbolt to our MacBook Air. As you can see, the hard drive for this computer comes up on MacBook Air. Now do make sure that your computer has Thunderbolt and not DisplayPort. The two connectors are very same. You can plug in Thunderbolt into display connector, but it will not work. The hard drive will not come up. Some older versions of Thunderbolt might not work also, so keep that in mind. This is relatively new and this is relatively new, so they do work together. Now the other thing that I wanted to kind of cover was, so let's disconnect that. And this converter is made by Apple, and it's about $50, I believe, so give or take. So let's close that one. Let's get this one. So to get out of the Thunderbolt, you can either push and hold or shift control option power and then power again. The other thing I wanted to show is the converter from USB-C to USB and make sure that that works on here. So I have a USB, regular USB to USB 3 connector, and we're gonna adapt it just like that. Wait for system to boot up. And I'll show you that this one works also. So if anyone has a question on whether or how you plug in the USB 2 connector, USB 3 connector to USB-C connector, that's the adapter. They're available online. They're not expensive. You can get them for like $2. And interestingly, it does become reversible, so you can plug it in either way. Also, the boot process on this laptop is relatively long, even though it uses the SSD, and that's something that I wanted to get into a little also. I don't want to open it up, but everything on this computer is on board. Even the heatsink for the processor and graphics card is glued. So if for some reason your heatsink fails, it's not an easy thing to repair, meaning that if you start detaching it, you could actually damage the board. So with this computer, Apple is trying to push their iCloud full force, meaning everything you have on this computer needs to be backed up either to an external hard drive or to the iCloud. I'm not sure why this computer is taking forever to boot. Let's just restart it again. So what I want to do is kill two birds at once and actually try and boot it to system restore or external hard drive. So as you can see, I got the hard drive with High Sierra plugged in, and we can go into restoring the computer to High Sierra. This computer has been a little bit flaky, and I'm not totally happy with it, honestly. Speed-wise, it's okay, but starting and stopping, it doesn't wake up all the time, so sleep function on it is not perfect, not the Apple perfection. Also, the touchpad does not have any buttons on it. There is a Taptic engine under it, so as you push on it, it just makes a click by moving a little thing inside, and it feels like it's clicking, but there is no click. There is a little bit of play in the button or in the trackpad, but there is no button under it, just so you know. So that right now is going to go into restore of the operating system. And as you can see, I'm using a regular USB flash drive with an adapter into a USB 3, and it works just fine. I also want to say a word about USB 3 and Thunderbolt connection. Now, USB 3 and Thunderbolt on computers, new computers, come through the same port, USB 3 port. So not all ports are created equal. So if you connect the Thunderbolt, this is not actually a USB 3 but a Thunderbolt connector. So if you connect the Thunderbolt to a USB 3 port, this one will not work. So don't assume just because it plugs in it will actually work. It might not. So keep that in mind. But overall, this adapter is quite neat. So what we have here is a MacBook booting into a USB restore, and it's taking forever. Interesting, as soon as I said taking forever, started moving. Also, the keys travel up and down on this keyboard is it feels okay, but there isn't much travel to those keys. They literally go tiny bit. Okay, so I know I'm running low on the battery, but here you go. You can start setting up the computer, and that's basically what I wanted to show, that it does work. You can use the USB with a USB 3 converter, and the computer will respond. So if anyone has a question, please ask. Otherwise, have a good day.